with arrays. What is array? This term is not new for you, right? Already you came across this term array. What is array? What is array, guys? Normally people might have came across variable declaration, right? So what does the array means? So why should I use array? You can ping me in the chat box. Okay, good. Good, Sweta. It is collection of similar data type. Okay, list of same data type. So whenever you want to store a group of element, I can make use of array. The constraint here is where I can able to store collection of same elements. For example, collection of student name or collection of student mark or collection of student mobile number. I can able to store one specific data collectively. I can't able to store all together as a group of information. One is of different data type, each one with different data type. In case of array, a simple definition is collection of same data type. Collection of data with same data type. Okay. So this is all about your array. Speaking about the array has been classified into two types. One is one dimensional array and other is a multi-two or multi-dimensional array. Simply I can name it as a 1D array and 2 or multi-dimensional array. Even 2D also comes under multi-dimensional array. This is the overall view about the array. So whenever we say array, it is little bit different from the syntax of declaring a variable. So what is the syntax of it for declaring it? We'll be having data type followed by array name and followed by the size of the array. Why is the size required? The size of the array is required since I'm going to store a collective information. So that is the reason size is required. This is the syntax of it. If at all you want to store mark of 5 students, let the mark be of integer and mark is a variable name and followed by the size as much you want you can give it here based on your requirement. So this is how you'll be declaring it. Now we'll go further and we see what is the purpose of this array. What is the advantage of this array, guys? Why should I make use of this array? Purpose or advantage? What is the advantage compared to the normal variable declaration? What are the advantages might be? Just we'll have a quick view about this array, then we can go ahead with the scenario based question. We'll have a just overview about this alone, not to go in depth about theory. So what might be the advantage? So if we people know that using a variable name, I can able to access one by one data. Then what is the advantage over here? So if you're going to implement something, there should be some advantage, right? So what kind of advantage is there if you're implementing array? No idea. Just think to it. Instead of using a variable, what might be an advantage in case of array? Okay, good. Good, Sangavi. Where collection of input can be taken as a single line, isn't it? If I want to accept marks of 20 students, instead of declaring 20 separate variable and doing the process, I can able to do one as a single process, which is nothing but I'll be implementing code optimization here. Okay, the number of lines is reduced. If the number of lines is reduced, it means that code optimization is done. And next is, so if you want to access the data, for example, if in a class there are 50 students, they are supposed to arrange in a roll number. If you want, if you are declaring 50 variable and accepting an input, it'll be hard for us to access the data. If at all the data is stored in an array, it is easy for traversing and easy for accessing. It is easy for accessing your data either specifically or in a random manner. Even as a specific data, you can access it or as a random manner it can be done. And moreover, for traversing, for moving from one data to the other data, it is very easy. Okay. And apart from this, for arranging the data in one particular order, if the data is collectively, where the sorting in the sense arranging in particular order, arranging in the sense, it doesn't mean the sorting, ascending or descending, it can be of any order. Okay, just arranging in the data in one particular order, it is very easy. So that is the reason we are going ahead with the array compared to the each and individual variable declaration. So I guess you people are clear with what is array and what is the type of array. If at all you're going to declare an array, this should be followed with the syntax data type followed by the variable name followed by the size of it. So going it with a declaration, you should know how to declare this one. So there are multiple ways of declaration. Either I can declare a data type, variable name followed by the size. This is one way of declaring it. Just a minute. So I can declare like this. Int your array name followed by the size where the input can be accepted later. This is one type. And the other type is you can declare an array. You can mention empty bracket and you can initialize value for the array. This is also possible. Or if you feel that I want to initialize the array and I'll have a size of it and along with the size I'll have a value of it. This is also possible. These are the possible way of declaration. So wherever you find that the empty bracket is given and the value is not given, this is not possible. Okay, this case is not possible. So you'll be getting questions in MCQs like this, finding error, all those things. So you can find out here which is the Mr. Party. Can't able do like this. If at all the size is not given, value should be initialized. This is a mandatory one. Size along with the initialization is possible. But without initialization, without size, it is not possible to declare it. Okay, this is all about a declaration of your array. We'll go ahead further how the array is initialized and how we are going to do manipulation in it. First, I'll give you the overall view about how to do manipulation of it. Then like we can go ahead with the programmatical part, guys. So if at all you are declaring an array like int arr of 5. So once this is done, just a minute, is this Excel visible for everyone? Just I'm trying to do an Excel, guys. If this is declared like this, you can notice that an array will be initialized. This is an important point, guys. Listen here. There is something important behind it. So we'll start from known to unknown. So once you declare like this, your array will be initialized in this way where the starting address, let us assume it is 2000. So here it is integer. For integer, what is the number of bytes required? For this block, how many bytes is required for integer? Come on. ஒரு integer data நான் ஸ்டோர் பண்ண போறேன் அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு எவ்வளவு bytes required தேவைப்படும்? Guys, I'm asking about the size of integer. So if in case of C where the size of the data type is very important one, you'll be getting questions from it. You should know the range of the data type and size of the data type. What is the size of integer? Integer size என்னமா? Okay. Syed. Okay, Syed. Anyone else? Come on, just give a try. ஒரு நம்பரை டைப் பண்ணதுக்கு இவ்வளவு கஷ்டமா? Sangavi too. Okay. Others? எவ்வளவு பைட்ஸ் தேவைப்படும் இன்டீஜருக்கு? ஒரு இன்டீஜர் டேட்டாவை நான் ஸ்டோர் பண்றேன் அப்படின்னா எவ்வளவு பைட்ஸ் தேவைப்படும்? What happened? In the basics itself, you people are not strong, it seems. Basic stronger இருக்கணும். It is very hard, guys, being like this. At least come out with the answer. Number of bytes required for a data type. No response. At least if you people are answering, I can guide you guys. Being quiet is not going to help you at all. Okay, leave it. So whenever we are speaking about the data type, I'll give you an overall view of it. Listen to it. So whenever I speak about character, character requires 1 byte. Okay, character requires 1 byte, and you're speaking about the integer. Integer byte is not a fixed one. Depending upon your device, the size of the integer varies. Okay, it may take 2 bytes or 4 bytes. So don't say 2 bytes for this answer. I'll give the justification why it is. நீங்க யாரு கேட்டாலும் 2 bytes சொல்லாதீங்க. Reason என்ன அப்படின்னா it might vary depends upon your compiler. So right now everyone is using 64-bit compiler, isn't it? Maximum எல்லாருமே 64-bit compiler தான் யூஸ் பண்றாங்க. Whenever you are using 64-bit compiler, you can notice that it will occupy only 4 bytes. So why it is taking as a date here? So integer will occupy 4 bytes in case of 64-bit compiler. Okay, I will occupy 2 bytes in case of 32-bit compiler. Maximum all the compilers are using 64-bit, and you can notice that only in case of Turbo C, the earliest compiler. Only in those cases you can notice that it is of 2 bytes. Apart from this, whatever the compiler you are using right now, either code blocks or Dev C++ or even online compiler, you can find out that integer will take 4 bytes, not 2 bytes. Okay, it's completely based on your compiler. If some question is raised based on the compiler, you can is the option is there, just make it off. If it is not there, then just have a calculation with 4 bytes. Why I'm keep on insisting this data, this particular bytes is you'll be having a questions like just calculation of the size, memory size you're supposed to calculate in some part. There is not missed out the answer. Okay, so you should know the exact size of it. And what about float? For float, it will require 4 bytes again. Okay, and apart from this, you'll be having double. Double will require 8 bytes. And to the maximum, you can have long double for storing your float this one float value, which will occupy 10 bytes. Got it? This is all about the data type, guys. I don't want to go much into data type. So today's concept is array. I want you people to go through this data type. You can have a glance of it. If at all you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. I'm ready to help you people. But this data type concept is a very much important one. Don't take it that much light. Where these parts are the easy scoring areas. For, I didn't speak about one particular exam. Whatever the competitive exam you're going it, these are the basic questions will be raised from it. So you should not concentrate on the huger one. You should not miss out the very basic questions. Okay, just have a little concentration on it. Whenever you say integer, integer will occupy 4 bytes in case of 64-bit machine, and keep in mind that right now everyone is using 64-bit compiler only. So here, what is the size I given? I given int array of size 5. So a 5 block of memory is allocated, and we know that whenever I say array, array always starts with the index position 0. So and one more concept here is array will be accessed only by its index value. Accessing of array can be done only by using its index value, or the other term what will be naming is will be naming as a subscript value. Array can be accessed by index value or by using its subscript value. Subscript in the sense the same element. So when I mention array of 5, it can be mentioned as array of 0 is the 0th index. I can mention the next index as array of 1. This can be mentioned as an index or subscript. The square bracket, whatever I'm writing here is, can be mentioned either as an index or as a subscript. So if I mention like this, the first data is occupied with the address 2000, and the next data will occupy address 2004. Let us consider the recent one itself, not to go ahead with the earliest one. We'll consider this one itself. So 2004, and next is 2008, and next is 2012, and next is 2016. This is how your data are stored. Got it? This is how your data are stored, and you can notice that what is the range of it. The value will be stored from 2000 to 2003. This is how the value will be stored. You should know even the range of it. The reason is sometimes the questions will be raised from address of array. Address of array in the sense you should know the range of it. 2000 to 2003, 2004 to 2007. This could be a range. 2004 to 2007. Same way 7 to 8. It keeps on going like this. Okay, like this it goes. So sometimes they used to give ampersand of ARR. This calculation I'm saying the reason is sometimes you're supposed to print the address of, if they give ampersand of ARR, what is the next address they'll be asking you. So you'll be in a position to answer. 2012 to 2015, and here 2016 to 16, 17, 18, 19. So if the next data is allocated, it will start with 2020. Okay, so this is how your allocation will be there. Whatever the data you are storing here, this data will be stored in a first portion. It will be stored in a sequential way. So this is all about the declaration. Once the declaration is done, this memory will be allocated based on the data type. And after this, if you want to accept input for this, accepting input for this array can be done by two ways. Right now, we are going to see how to access this array. Accessing in the sense where it comes under accepting input and displaying, where input output operation we are going to see now. The one of the most common input output operation, we know that one is by using indexing, where input output can be done by two methods. One method is indexing, where we people right now we people are using it. Normally what we'll be doing, we'll be declaring an array, right? We'll be declaring, let us consider this as a skeleton, guys. Just imagine right now I'm typing here itself int array. So let us assume there is an array with the size 5. And what I'll do, I'll have some I loop here. Okay, I'll have some variable called I. Just a minute, ma. I'll have some variable called I. So what I'll mention is, I will have iterator. I'll mention for I assign 0, I less than 5 followed by I plus plus. This is the normal logic where we people writing. This is not a something new. The same thing what we'll be using for array, where everyone knows it. Percentage D, comma, if you want to accept input for an array, you'll be mentioning array of I. This concept is called indexing, accepting the input for an array by mentioning the index value. Okay, this is all about your input. If you want to print the same data in your output screen, what I'll do, instead of this scanf, you will mention this printf, isn't it? You'll mention this printf and you'll print the data. So how the data are accessed here? And next method I'll show you guys. Just give me a minute. After explaining this, I'll show you the next method. So what happens here? By mentioning the index portion, one by one data has been accepted. First data will be stored in array of 0. Whatever the input you are accepting, it will be stored in array of 0. And this loop continuously iterates till array of 4. So one by one data is stored like this, isn't it? 20, whatever the data, let us assume you are giving 10 to 50 as your input. So whatever the input I am giving, the data one by one, it will be stored like this in a array here. So when it reaches 5, it will be coming out of it. This is one method of doing it. And this method is called indexing, accessing by mentioning the index position. Got it? So this particular indexing can be done in other way also. The indexing is just two type. So one way is mentioning like this, or by mentioning ampersand of I of array. So this is also possible, array of I or I of array. So both the things gives the same meaning. Got it? Both the things is going to give the same meaning. This both the approaches is called indexing. Both the approaches is all about indexing, guys. Okay. Not only this, the both the approaches is indexing. So I told you that we are having one more approach. I'll let you know what is that. The one more approach, the second, is this indexing approach clear for everyone? This is a common one, right? Where everyone is using right now. Do you want me to explain further about this, or shall we go to the next one? இது நார்மலாவே இப்போ யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க தானே எல்லா புக்ஸ்லயுமே you can able to find this indexing approach only. Is it clear for everyone? Shall I go with the second approach for accessing an array? கண்ணா ரிப்ளை பண்ணுங்க ஏதாச்சும் எஸ் நோ. இது வரைக்கும் புரியுதா? எஸ். Good. And next approach is by accessing by mentioning by mentioning the position of it. Okay, the other concept is called pointer arithmetic. Pointer arithmetic. Or I'll be naming as a address arithmetic. That's the other approach for accessing your array. And this pointer arithmetic or address arithmetic you will be doing in case of dynamic memory location. Maximum இது எங்க பாப்பீங்க அப்படின்னா dynamic memory allocation பாப்பீங்க. DMA will be naming as dynamic memory allocation, which is the other important concept which you'll be learning in forthcoming session. Clear? So this is the other method for approaching it. Here, what I'll do is I'll mention the same approach here. Here you're going to see with pointer arithmetic concept, the next concept for accessing an array. Okay, pointer arithmetic or they'll mention address arithmetic. The same array can be accessed by using pointer arithmetic or address arithmetic. So instead of mentioning the scanf like this by mentioning the index position, we'll mention scanf percentage %d, okay, comma, and here I'll mention here ARR plus I. I'll let you know what is this. Don't be confused. It is very simple. Here the same format, instead of mentioning like this, I'll mention ARR plus I. So we'll go little up and we'll see what is this operation is we are going to do here. If I mention ARR, what does it points to? இப்போ எனக்கு வந்து ஒரே ஒரு வேரியபிள் இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். int number assign find இருக்கு. இப்போ நான் number அப்படின்னு let us assume this is the memory location of it and this is some memory location 3000. Okay, and this is a variable number and this is a value inside it 5. Okay, if I call number, where does it points to? இப்போ நான் ampersand of number அப்படின்னு சொன்னா where does it points to? ampersand of number யாரை பாயிண்ட் பண்றாங்க? Come on. It points to the address of this number, right? It points to the address 3000. So it has ஒரே ஒரு நம்பருக்கு ஒரே ஒரு டேட்டா தான் இருக்கு, 5 தான் இருக்கு. அது அட்ரஸ் வந்து 3000. இப்ப நம்பர் அப்படின்னு நான் பாயிண்ட் பண்ணேன்னா வேல்யூ in that address 5, value in the particular address 5 will be printed. Right now, if I call ARR, இப்ப நான் ARR அப்படின்னு கால் பண்ணேன்னா எங்க பாயிண்ட் பண்ணும்? இப்ப வேரியபிள நம்பர்னு கால் பண்ணா எனக்கு வந்து இந்த வேல்யூ பாயிண்ட் பண்ணது இல்லையா? இப்ப நான் ARR அப்படின்னு கால் பண்ணா array is not a single address. அரேல வந்து ஒரு டேட்டாவோ இல்ல ஒரு அட்ரஸோ இல்ல, it has a collection of values. இப்ப நான் ARR அப்படின்னு கால் பண்ணா where does it points to? This is an important question in case of which address? Which address சங்கவி? கண்ணா என் கொஸ்டின் புரியுதா? இப்ப நான் ARR அப்படின்னு கால் பண்ணா அது எங்க பாயிண்ட் பண்ணும்? Default array name call panna, where does it points to? This is my question. So your questions will be like this. By default, where does your array name points to? Address is fine, Sanghavi. From which address? What is that address known as? Or give me the value of the address. Others, you two can answer, guys. Come on, try pannanga. It is not required that everyone should give a correct answer, but try to be interactive. Good, good, Sanghavi, good. What about others? Can I expect answer from you people? Whatever you say, I will never open the mouth. Is it like that? Come on, be interactive, guys. This is not like your normal classes. This is a placement class session. I guess you know it, right? So unless you raise a question, I couldn't able to guide you people. Okay, listen. இப்ப நான் ARR அப்படின்னு கால் பண்ணா ARR always denotes to a base address. This is the important point in case of array. ARR, when you call the array name, it points to the base address. Got it? So default அது base address மட்டும்தான் பாயிண்ட் பண்ணும். Base addressனா யாரு அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா this 2000 is a base address. So when I call ARR will point to the base address. You can notice that this 10 will be printed. Okay, default எப்ப நான் ARR call பண்ணா it will call only to this one. So what is the index position of this? 0, right? So ARR plus 0, if you mean that ARR by default, it means that 2000 only. Default ARR call பண்ணா அவங்க default inbuilt யாரை refer பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா this person will refer only 2000. It will never refer the value to it. நீங்க array name call பண்ணா he'll refer only to the address. So keep in mind that this ARR person will refer to only the base address 2000. It will never refer to the value called 10. Okay. இப்போ நான் இங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம்? Scan of percentage D, comma ARR plus I. So who is ARR now? ARR is 2000. 2000 plus I யோட value initially என்ன 0 இல்லையா? So 2000 plus 0 points to the 0th memory location. Got it? So when I mention ARR plus 0 points to the 0th memory location. இப்ப next data நான் accept பண்ணா என்ன பண்ணியாகணும்? ARR plus 1. So which refers to the here 1 in the sense your I value. I value will be incremented. So I value எனக்கு now 1 ஆக மாறும். So ARR plus 1 refers to 2004. Don't be confused. How does 1 will move 4 bytes? So இங்க 1 refer பண்ணும்போது it will take the data by the will take the data type of this array. இந்த data array or data type வந்து integer. So plus 1 அப்படிங்கும்போது base address plus 4 byte. Got it? Base address plus 4 byte ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா எனக்கு வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் டேட்டா எங்க ஸ்டோர் ஆகும் அப்படின்னா 2004ல ஸ்டோர் ஆகும். Got it? So array உடைய base address கூட some arithmetic operation perform பண்ணி நான் input ஸ்டோர் பண்றேன் இல்லையா? So this concept is called pointer arithmetic. Doing some arithmetic operation with the address. So ஏன் pointer arithmetic அப்படின்னு சொல்றேன்னா address is denoted by the terminology called pointer. So if you want to deal with the address, it can be said with the term called pointer, isn't it? So that is the reason we are doing, we are saying some pointer arithmetic. So if you want to mention this address, I'll mention ARR of 2, I'll mention ARR of 3 and ARR of 4. This is how I'll mention it. Accessing the data like this is called pointer arithmetic or address arithmetic by mentioning the memory address of it. So அப்ப நான் array access பண்ணும்போது even I can access like this ERR plus I can access like this. So இங்க ampersand போடக்கூடாது. Reason என்ன அப்படின்னா it is here when I mention ARRI it never refers to the address. But default we know that when I specify ARR points to the base address. ஏற்கனவே ARR base address point பண்றதுனால திரும்பவும் நீங்க வந்து base address call பண்ணக்கூடாது. If you are mentioning ampersand unfortunately it will go as address of consider பண்ணிக்கும். So don't do that mistake. Write cautiously when you're writing this one. சரி இது ஓகே. இப்போ நான் டேட்டாவை நான் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா how should I print it? So printingக்கு we'll go ahead with one pointer concept, a small pointer concept. So int ptr. So we know that if you are going to declare a pointer variable, we'll be declaring data type followed by star followed by the pointer variable. So whenever we declare a pointer variable, it will be assigned for a normal variable. Let us assume it stores the address of the number. நம்ம ஏற்கனவே நம்பர் இருக்கு இல்லையா, நம்பரோட அட்ரஸ்ல ஸ்டார் பிடிஆர் ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். So we know that address of this particular, just give me a second, I'll try to show you as a pictorially, it will be easy for you to imagine. So let us assume this person is PTR and address of this person is 4000. சரிங்களா? இப்போ இதுல PTRல யார் ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிருக்கா? PTR என்ன ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிருக்காங்க? Address of the number. நம்மளுடைய address என்ன? 3000. So we'll be storing this 3000 here. So 3000 இதுல ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்கு. So இப்போ I'll ask you one small question. Just reply for the question alone. Okay. இப்போ நான் வந்து PTR அப்படின்னு கால் பண்ணா யார் பிரிண்ட் ஆகா? ஸ்டார் PTR அப்படின்னு கொடுத்தனா என்ன வேல்யூ பிரிண்ட் ஆகும்? So this is all about a pointer declaration, guys. So I'm declaring a pointer and initializing for a normal variable, isn't it? Address of number. Keep in mind that ஒரு வேரியபிள int number அப்படின்னு டிக்ளேர் பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த வேரியபிளால வேல்யூ மட்டும்தான் ஸ்டோர் பண்ண முடியும். அதே மாதிரி ஒரு வேரியபிள பாயிண்டரா டிக்ளேர் பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த வேரியபிளால அட்ரஸ் மட்டும்தான் ஸ்டோர் பண்ண முடியும். Don't try to do anything controversially. It will throw you an error. Okay, these are the key points, guys. Whatever I'm highlighting you, all those things are key point. Okay, இப்போ ஒரு pointer variable நான் டிக்ளேர் பண்ணிட்டேன், அதுல address of number நான் ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிட்டேன். இப்போ when I call ptr, what is my output? When I call star ptr, what will be printed? You can post the answer in the chat box. If I call ptr, what will be printed? ptrல யார் இருக்கா அப்ப? Just look at here and let me know. இங்க பார்த்து சொல்லுங்க, ptrல யார் இருக்கா? PTR என்ன கேரி பண்ணிருக்கு? Come on, guys. Be little interactive. They are taking effect only for you people. Good, Setha. Good. Good, Sayed. PTRல பாத்தீங்கன்னா என்ன இருக்கு 3000 இருக்கு இல்லையா 3000ங்கிற அட்ரஸ் இருக்கு இப்ப நான் PTR கால் பண்ணா 3000 வரும் கிளியர் அப்ப 3000ல இருக்க வேல்யூவை பிரிண்ட் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா இப்ப 3000ல இருக்க வேல்யூ அதாவது 3000ல இருக்க வேல்யூ யாரு 5 இல்லையா சோ எனக்கு இந்த 5 பிரிண்ட் பண்ணும் அப்படின்னா எப்படி பிரிண்ட் பண்ணலாம் வேல்யூ in this 3000 good Shivani good so இப்ப if I want to print the value in that address இப்ப PTR போது எனக்கு 3000 வருது 3000ல இருக்க வேல்யூவை நான் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா ஸ்டார் PTR அப்படின்னு கால் பண்ணி ஆகணும் புரியுதுங்களா so star PTR denotes value in the address 3000 PTR denotes value in the address alone so what does it contain இப்போ எனக்கு ARR என்ன கண்டெயின் ஆயிருக்கு ARR contains address 2000 இப்ப ARR plus 0 இருக்க வேல்யூவை பிரிண்ட் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணி ஆகணும் I should mention star ARR plus I. Got it? What is the logic behind it? So you're supposed to mention printf percentage D, comma, star ARR plus I. So this star is important. எதுக்காக அப்படின்னா அந்த அட்ரஸ்ல இருக்க வேல்யூவை நீங்க ஃபெச் பண்ண போறீங்க ஏற்கனவே வேல்யூவை ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிட்டீங்க ஸ்டோர் பண்ண வேல்யூவை ஃபெச் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா ஐம் சப்போஸ் டு மென்ஷன் ஸ்டார் so you can relate this with your pointer that's the reason I given you if you are relating with a pointer it will be easy for you to keep in mind it will not be confusing for you people star கொடுத்தாதான் எனக்கு வந்து வேல்யூ இந்த அட்ரஸ் போகும் வெறும் PTR கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா எனக்கு அந்த அட்ரஸ் மட்டும் தான் பின்னோட் பண்ணும் the same way if I mention star of ARR plus 1 then I'll go with the value in that address so clear with this pointer arithmetic and try way of accessing this array array accessing clear do you have any doubt on it புரியுதா ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்காமா கிளியரா குட் and one more important question all about array okay will be this question is the most frequent question so if I give ARR plus 1 நார்மலா ARR வந்து 0th positionல இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா இப்ப ARR plus 1 கொடுத்தா எனக்கு என்ன ரிசல்ட் வரும் இதுவே நான் என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கேன் அப்படின்னா ampersand of ARR plus 1 கொடுத்தேன் அப்படின்னா எனக்கு என்ன ரிசல்ட் வரும் so ARR plus 1 கொடுத்தா எனக்கு என்ன ரிசல்ட் வரும் where is it going so just mention the address alone so right now we can assume this particular same example itself this is the array and these are the value in that array okay இப்ப நான் ARR plus 1 கொடுத்தா என்ன அட்ரஸ் எனக்கு பிரிண்ட் ஆகும் give me the answer for the first one yeah array default 2000ல இருக்கு அப்ப ARR plus 1 கொடுத்தா எங்க போகும் come on the question is very simple guys only one is answering among 80 people what is that good so ARR plus 1 அப்படின்னா 1 by எனக்கு 4 bytes மூவ் ஆகுமா it goes to second element அப்ப எனக்கு என்ன ஆக போகுது எனக்கு 2004 அப்படின்னு பிரிண்ட் ஆகும் clear இதுவே நான் ampersand of ARR plus 1 கொடுத்தா எனக்கு என்ன ஆகும் ampersand of ARR plus 1 any idea about it majority of your questions will be in this format நீங்க அரே question எந்த கம்பெனி ஸ்பெசிபிக் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணாலும் you will be getting this question so where does it go address of ARR plus 1 no idea so if you know it you can answer if you don't have any idea you can let me know instead of wasting time you can go ahead further okay good okay listen எனக்கு ARR அப்படின்னு சொன்னா இது கம்ப்ளீட்டா இந்த எலிமெண்ட்ஸ் ஃபுல்லாவே தான் நான் ARR சொல்ல போறோம் ஆல் டுகெதர் இது ஃபுல்லா ARR இப்ப அட்ரஸ் ஆஃப் ஏஆர்ஆர் பிளஸ் ஒன் அப்படின்னு நான் சொல்லும் போது என் பாயிண்ட் என்னங்க பாயிண்ட் பண்ணும் அப்படின்னா இட் கம் அவுட் ஆஃப் இட் அண்ட் டிஸ்பிளே 2020 as a answer. That is the reason I told you this range. The range எதுக்காக கொடுத்தா அப்படின்னா இப்ப ampersand of ARR plus 1 கொடுத்தா அப்படின்னா it will take the entire array as a single element. It will come out of it. Address of ARR plus 1. Got it? This is how it will be executing. This is one of the important key point. Address of ARR plus 1. ARR plus 1 is different from address of ARR plus 1. This is a single address. It will be taken as a single address. If you mention address of ARR plus 1, it will come out of it and this data will be displayed. Okay, this is all about your one-dimensional array accessing. Okay, I guess everyone is clear with the one-dimensional array and how to access it and everything. Do you have any doubt in it? Shall we go ahead with the two-dimensional array syntax of it and move further? Okay, good. So whenever we are speaking about the two-dimensional array, we'll have data type, the same syntax. Data type followed by a array name, and we'll have the first one as your row and next one as your column. Guys, keep in mind that I'm explaining this again this very clearly. The reason is majority of your competitive question exam will have array concept, array, function, pointers, dynamic memory allocation, structure. These five concepts are very important concept. It is a core of C programming. Without this, you can't able to find a program at all except pattern question. Only in case of pattern question, you can able to avoid this one. Apart from this, you'll have programs from these concepts. So little be attentive in this session. Okay. Look at here. Type followed by the array name followed by rows and columns. Here it is a basic one. Here we'll have a multi-dimension. For example, if you want to store 5 subjects mark of 3 students, I'll be having int marks, and for 3 students, first is your row is for your students. I'm going to store 5 subject mark. I'll be storing like this. I'll be declaring like this and I'll be accessing by using multiple loops. Here it since it has two dimension here rows and columns, here I'll be using two loops. So keep in mind that once you're coming for your array, loops is important. Without loops, it is not possible at all. I guess you people are clear so far. Now we'll go further with a question. So the first question what we people are going to deal with it is your first question. This question is going to be a constructive type, guys. So first we'll write a basic one, then you're going to extend the same question. Your first question is find maximum element in an array. I want you people to write a program to find maximum element in an array. Keep in mind, I will extend this question. So write the question accordingly. So write this program by using function, where this question will be extended. I given only the part of a question. First, I want you people to complete this one, then I'll extend the question. You can take right now it is 2:40, right? You can take 10 minutes of time. Okay, you can take 2:50 or 2:55 to the max. That's the timing. Just try to complete it. Find the maximum element in an array. Declare an array. Try to find the maximum element in it. Make it faster. Start doing. Guys, I want everyone to try it out and post your answers here. There is no point of myself keep on typing here. Okay, once you're looking at the program, you'll feel that everything is okay. But until unless the people are trying it, you'll never feel that the difficulty of it, I'll never think to it. So I want you people to think to it. Make it faster. Here I'll write only the skeleton, so don't wait for me. I'm not going to write program now. You can do there. So if at all you are using function, I'll be happy, guys. Maximum try to write a program by using function. The reason is majority of your program will be based on function only. Make it faster. Okay. Okay, listen. We are going to declare an array. So let us assume the array is having values like this. You're supposed to find the maximum value, right? This is the array. So in this array, if the size of the array is not given, இப்போ array declare பண்ணிட்டீங்க ஆனா அரேயோட சைஸ் வந்து ப்ரோக்ராம்ல கொடுக்கல, அதாவது செமிகோலன் ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா, அப்ப you're supposed to fill this function. So if the size of the array is not given, is that easy for us to calculate the size of the array? Got my question? ஒரு அரேயோட சைஸ் கொடுக்கல அப்படின்னா நம்மளால அரேயோட சைஸை மேனுவலா கால்குலேட் பண்ண முடியுமா இன்புட்டை வச்சு? எஸ் நோ சம்திங் கிவ் மீ ரெஸ்பான்ஸ். பண்ண முடியுமா முடியாதா? Is that possible? Is it possible to calculate the size of the array? If it is yes, give me the justification. If it is no, just let me know why it is. Come on. So right now we people discuss about the data type, isn't it? What is the data type required? What is the size of the each and every data type? So if you want to know what is the size of each and every data type, what is the method is there? என்ன மெத்தட் இருக்கு, எந்த மெத்தட் யூஸ் பண்ணி என்னால ஒரு டேட்டா டைப்போட சைஸை வந்து பிரிண்ட் பண்ணி செக் பண்ண முடியும் கரெக்டா தான் வந்து நம்ம டிசைட் பண்ணிருக்கோமா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. So just for theoretical கொடுத்ததுனால we cannot, it is not required that we should approve it. So whatever it is proven only we are supposed to take it. So what I told you that the size of the integer is 4 and the size of the float is 4. Size of character is 1. So how can I determine, how can I find out is that the same size assigned here? Do you have any function? Come on, respond me. ஏதாவது ஃபங்க்ஷன் இருக்கா ஒரு டேட்டா டைப்போட சைஸ் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு? I guess many CS people is also inside the session, right? CSE is there, ECE is there. CS people for sure you might have came across, at least ECE people they might have not in touch with it. So what is the function which is required for finding the size of the data type of the particular element? Okay, let me do one thing, let me type myself. So you're having one function called size of. If you make use of this function, it will display the size of the concerned data type. இப்போ இன்டிஜரோட டைப் இன்டிஜரோட சைஸ் வந்து 4 அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லைங்களா, ஸோ மேனுவலா 4ன்னு சொல்றோம். இஃப் யூ வாண்ட் டு செக் அண்ட் see it, you can make use of this size of data type. Size of data type யூஸ் பண்ணி அந்த concerned data type, அந்த concerned டேட்டா டைப்க்கு எவ்வளோ மெமரி அலோகேட் ஆயிருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறத பார்த்துக்கலாம். இப்போ சைஸ் ஆஃப் இன்ட் அப்படின்னு கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா இன்டிஜருக்கு எவ்வளோ மெமரி அலோகேட் ஆயிருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறத நம்மளால வியூ பண்ண முடியும். கேரக்டருக்கு எவ்வளோ மெமரி அலோகேட் ஆயிருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறத வியூ பண்ண முடியும். லுக் அட் த ஆன்சர் ஹியர். First, I try to display the integer size that is 4 and next I try to display the size of the character that is 1. Got it? So like this, we can able to view the size of the each and every data type. இப்போ நம்மளோட கொஸ்டின் என்ன, சைஸ் ஆஃப் டேட்டா டைப் வரல, நம்ம கொஸ்டின் என்ன அப்படின்னா ஒரு அரேவோட சைஸ் தெரியல அப்படின்னா அரேவோட சைஸை நம்மளால ஃபைண்ட் பண்ண முடியுமா? எஸ், தட்ஸ் பாசிபிள். Okay guys, these are the little tricks and tips which will not be available everywhere. So you can give size of ARR. இப்ப நான் size of ARR கொடுத்தனா என்னால size கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியுமான்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா yes, that's possible. But what happen if I give size of ARR? Let us assume that we are having 5 data in it. Okay. So if I give size of ARR right now, it will display 20 as my result. இப்போ நான் size display பண்ணா 20 தான் கொடுக்கும். ஏன் அப்படின்னா we know that each and every data in your array requires 4 bytes. அப்ப 5 fours it will take 20 bytes as your memory and will give it. ஆக்சுவலா நமக்கு என்ன தேவைப்படுது, இந்த அரேயோட சைஸ் என்ன அப்படின்னு கண்டுபிடிக்கணும் இல்லைங்களா? ஸோ சைஸ் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா the total size divided by size of a single element. Size of the single element நீங்க என்ன கொடுத்துக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா either you can give array of 0 அப்படி இல்ல அப்படின்னா you can give size of integer which is a data type of your array. அப்ப 20 divided by 4 is going to give you 5 as the answer, which is the size of the array. Got it? Like this you can able to calculate the size of the array if required. Got it? தேவைப்பட்டா you can make use of this particular equation. You can able to find the size of the array. This is not the predefined one. We are calculating the size. This is the methodology we are using for calculating the size of the array. Size of ARR gives you the entire size divided by size of one element. You can either place array of 0 or size of integer. So this is done. அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம், இங்க ஒரு function use பண்ணிருக்கோம். So I mentioned max element and இங்க என்ன mention பண்ணிருக்கோம் அப்படின்னா I'm trying to find the array, pass the array and the size. So ARR is my array and size I passed here. So இங்க இருந்து நான் ARR pass பண்றேன் இல்லையா, ARR அப்படின்னா என்ன சொன்னோம், ARR அப்படிங்கிறது base address. இங்க ARRங்கிறது எனக்கு வந்து entire array. இப்ப நான் array accept பண்ணிருக்கேன், எனக்கு array formatல இந்த datas இருக்க போகுது இல்லைங்களா. இப்ப நான் ARR ஸ்பெசிஃபை பண்ணா யாரை ஸ்பெசிஃபை பண்ணுதுன்னு பார்த்தோம். ARR அப்படின்னா இந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எலிமெண்ட் உடைய அட்ரஸ் தான் ஸ்பெசிஃபை பண்ணும். It will never point to the value. Keep in mind that whenever you're going to pass an element for an array, we are passing only the base address. Base address மட்டும்தான் பாஸ் பண்றீங்க, என்டையர் அரேவை பாஸ் பண்ண போறது கிடையாது. ஏன் அப்படின்னா ஒரு whenever I say array might have 5 datas or 50 datas or 500 datas also might be there. நான் 500 டேட்டாஸும் பெராமீட்டர்ல பாஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. ஆனா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எலிமெண்ட் உடைய அட்ரஸ் தெரிஞ்சுச்சுன்னா என்னால இன்கிரிமெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு நெக்ஸ்ட் எலிமெண்ட் ஆக்சஸ் பண்ண முடியும் இல்லையா. This is the logic behind it. Whenever you're trying to pass the array as a parameter value, I'll pass only the base address. So if I mention ARR, that is a base address. இப்போ நான் இங்க address pass பண்ண அப்படின்னா who can able to receive the address? We have seen that only the pointer variable can able to deal with the address. That is the reason I given as a star ARR. Clear with it? So this is the explanation about your skeleton. Overall skeleton explanation இவ்வளவுதான். சரிங்களா. இப்போ நான் அரேவை ரிசீவ் பண்ணிட்டேன். நம்ம ஒர்க் என்ன, இல்லக்க மேக்ஸிமம் வேல்யூ என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். ஸோ மேக்ஸிமம் வேல்யூ ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணதுக்கு let me declare one element called max and initial value is 0. And we are going to maximum value கண்டுபிடிக்கணும் அப்படின்னா the first thing what should I do is I should traverse the entire array from the beginning to the end of the array. So I'll mention for I value assign 0 and I value less than your n followed by I plus plus. ஏன் less than n அப்படின்னா array is going to starting from 0, so less than n. So here you can assign this array max value with either with array of 0th position. Initially max of 0th position first value வச்சுக்கலாம். For example உங்க கிளாஸ்ல for example in a class that let us assume there is 50 members. நீங்க மேக்ஸிமம் வேல்யூ யார் ஸ்கோர் பண்ணிருக்காங்க பாக்குறதுக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரோல் நம்பர் 1 மேக்ஸிமம் வச்சுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் you start comparing, right? The same thing you are doing it. The first element is taken as a maximum value, then I'm going to compare with the all the element. Who is at the array of 0th position right now? 5 is the element at the array of 0th position. Now I'll start comparing from first position 0th position பண்ண மாட்டேன். ஏன் அப்படின்னா ஆல்ரெடி மேக்ஸிமம் வேல்யூ யார் வச்சிருக்கேன், 0th position தான் வச்சிருக்கேன். So it is not required. நீங்க திரும்பி 0 assign பண்ணாலும் what happen, it is an unnecessary step. One step is unnecessary here. So I can avoid it. So இப்போ என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா I can start comparing if your max value is less than your array of I value. Whenever you find that நான் மேக்ஸ்ல அசைன் பண்ண வேல்யூ அரே ஆஃப் ஐ வேல்யூட லெஸ்ஸா இருக்கோ அப்ப என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம், you can reassign your max value with array of I value. So this process will be done till the end and last என்ன பண்றேன் அப்படின்னா I'll return my max. So இப்போ எனக்கு என்ன ஆகுது, max value return ஆக போகுது. If I print here printf percentage d. ஏன் இங்க நான் print பண்ண அப்படின்னா look at the return type of the function. It is of integer, comma max. This function call I'm doing it. So here we can command this one. It is not required. Your program is completed. This is your logic. So we'll execute this one. So let me share the output window. Look at the output. 90 is the greatest value in this list. Okay, in the array maximum value enna kuduthirundom 90 is the highest value. You can go back to your program, you can look at the output of it. 90 is the greatest value. Is this program clear? Do you have any doubt in it? A very simple logic, guys. Edha doubt irukka? Come on. You can at least type yes, no. One. And the next question, as I told you, I'm going to extend the same question. I'm not going to take any new question. Try to print the second maximum value in the array. Second maximum element in the array. The time duration for it is you can take 5 minutes, not more than that. ஏற்கனவே மேக்ஸிமம் எலமெண்ட் என்ன அரே கண்டுபிடிக்குது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தாச்சு இல்லையா? இப்போ செகண்ட் மேக்ஸிமம். இப்போ செகண்ட் மேக்ஸிமம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த அரேல எந்த செகண்ட் மேக்ஸிமமா இருக்கு? 25 செகண்ட் மேக்ஸிமமா இருக்கு. ட்ரை டு ஃபைண்ட் இட் அவுட். இதே லாஜிக் தான் கொஞ்சம் ஆல்டர் பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா செகண்ட் லாஜஸ் கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம். ட்ரை இட். கேன் டேக் 5 minutes of your time. Make it faster. Second maximum element. So maximum element, this is the logic. இப்போ இதே மாதிரி second maximum element பாருங்க. So I guess you people might got some logic from it. So if required, I'll give you some hint. இப்போ மேக்ஸிமம்க்கு என்ன பண்ணோம்? ஒரு எலமெண்ட்டை மேக்ஸிமம் வச்சுட்டோம் இல்லையா? அதே செகண்ட் மேக்ஸிமம்க்கு ரெண்டு எலமெண்ட் வச்சுக்கோங்க. லார்ஜஸ்ட் செகண்ட் லார்ஜஸ்ட் வச்சுக்கோங்க. தென் ட்ரை டு கம்பேர். இட் வில் பி ஈஸி ஃபார் யூ. ஒவ்வொரு டைமும் இங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம்? ஒவ்வொரு டைமும் எது லார்ஜஸ்ட் எலமெண்ட் பார்த்து ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கோம் இல்லையா? த சேம் வே என்ன பண்ணுங்க? லார்ஜஸ்ட் செகண்ட் லார்ஜஸ்ட் அசியூம் பண்ணிட்டு ஒவ்வொரு டைமும் லார்ஜஸ்ட் செகண்ட் லார்ஜஸ்ட் வேல்யூ ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணிட்டே வாங்க. யூ வில் பி ஃபைண்டிங் அவுட் த ஆன்சர் வெரி ஈஸிலி. Guys, whatever the level of question I'm giving is very minimum, guys. I didn't go for the complex question at all. I want to build you step by step. But for that I need you people cooperation for me. So this logic part will be varying. இந்த லாஜிக் பார்ட் மட்டும்தான் வேரி ஆகும். கொஞ்சம் மாடிஃபை பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா you can able to get the answer. Try it faster, don't take much time so that we can, if at all you're responding faster, we can go ahead with multiple programs. Okay, fine, listen. I don't find you people has completed. Listen here. Here, what you're supposed to find, previously we are supposed to find only the maximum value. Right now we are supposed to find two values, right? So let me little modify this question with a function call alone. Okay. Here we are supposed to have maximum, the largest and second largest. So I'll declare, instead of declaring max value, I'm going to declare two value. One is largest, another is second largest. Or I'll mention one is largest and other is a second one. Other is a second one. These are the two variable I'm declaring. Initially, what I'll do is I'll take first two element of an array. I'll place in the largest and second largest. Previously, what we did, we placed the first element in the array in the maximum value, right? The same way, இப்போ என்ன பண்ண போறோம் அப்படின்னா அரேல இருக்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எலிமெண்ட் எடுத்து லார்ஜஸ்ட் ஆகும், எந்த வேல்யூ பெருசா இருக்குன்னு கம்பேர், இந்த ரெண்டு வேல்யூ கம்பேர் பண்ணிட்டு இந்த ரெண்டு வேல்யூக்கு லார்ஜஸ்ட் வேல்யூ எடுத்து லார்ஜஸ்ட்லயும் second largest இருக்க வேல்யூ செகண்டுக்கு அசைன் பண்ணிட்டு then I'm going to start my comparison. Got it? So this is the process we are going to do. Now I'm going to have a if condition. If my array of, sorry guys, just a minute. If my array of 0, the first position, the element in the first position is greater than array of 1. So here I'm going to ARR of 1. Greater irunduchu அப்படின்னா what you are going to do? We are going to assign this large with array of 0. So array of 0 தான bigger இருக்கு. So we assign the largest element is big here and the second largest element is array of 1. So if this case is true, then this could be the largest and second largest. The initial value is, this could be the value. Else, if this condition fails, அப்படி இல்ல அப்படின்னா, who is your largest element? My largest element could be array of 1. So right now you can notice that 5 and 90 will be compared. This condition is false, right? 5 is greater than 90, false. So automatically the largest element is 90. So it will be stored here. The same way the second one. The second one will be initialized with, right, array of 0. So initially first two element எடுத்து compare பண்ணிட்டு largest element எது smallest element எதுன்னு நான் place பண்ணிட்டேன். And after those I'm going to start my iteration. இப்போ இருக்கிற சைஸ்ல first ரெண்டு எலிமெண்ட் எடுத்துட்டேன் இல்லையா, அப்ப 0th element first element எடுத்துட்டேன். அப்ப என் iteration எங்க இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகணும்? Our iterations to start from your second position, not from the 0 or 1 position, second position. ரீசன் என்ன அப்படின்னா ஏற்கனவே 0 and 1 தூக்கி நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்லயும் செகண்ட்லயும் போட்டிருக்கேன். So it is not required to start from here. If you are starting from there, it will arise some confusion. So you're supposed to start from this position. Got it? Now we'll have a condition here. We'll have a condition, just a minute. So I'll take my largest value. Largest value கூட தான் compare பண்ண போறோம். So largest value is less than my array of 5. So largest value array of 5 விட less இருக்கான்னு பார்க்கிறேன். Okay, this condition I'm checking it. So if it is so, I'll do some operation. That is nothing but I'll modify my second one. ஏற்கனவே second நான் declare பண்ணிருக்கேன் இல்லையா, அப்ப நான் largest element தூக்கி second largestக்கு move பண்ணிட்டு then I'll make my largest element with the current value. இப்போ largest element என்ன declare பண்ண போறேன்? என் current value assign பண்ண போறேன். என் current value யாரு? Array of 5. Okay, I guess you people are clear with this condition. Else, if this condition is failed, ஒருவேளை அந்த element வந்து largest element ஓட பெருசா இல்ல அப்படின்னா I'll go ahead with the one more condition. I am supposed to check for a second largest also. Else if my second is less than array of 5. என் second மட்டும் array of 5 ஓட less இருக்கான்னு பார்க்கிறேன். ஒருவேளை இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா அந்த செகண்ட் எலிமெண்ட்டை ரிமூவ் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கு பதிலா வாட் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு பிளேஸ் இஸ் அரே ஆஃப் 5. So got it. So like this process will be continuous starting from 2 to n minus 1. இதே மாதிரி ரிகர்சிவா கண்டினியூ ஆகும். At the end நான் இப்ப வந்து when I'm trying to print the largest and second largest it will be printed. ஓகே, ஆனா நம்ம கொஸ்டின் படி என்ன கேட்டிருக்காங்க, செகண்ட் லார்ஜஸ்ட் தானே கேட்டிருக்காங்க. ஸோ நம்ம செகண்ட் லார்ஜஸ்ட்டுக்கு செகண்ட் வேல்யூ மட்டும் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணா போதும். செகண்ட் largest number percentage d comma print your second value alone, that is sufficient. So if at all they are asking the first value, it is required for you to give the first value. இங்க first value கேட்கல, அதனால second value மட்டும் print பண்ணா போதும். Okay, so let us execute this program. This is done, guys. So look at the question 1, second largest in the sense 25 should be printed. Now look at your answer. So we got 25 as the answer. Is this problem statement clear, guys, for everyone? Let doubt irka? Come on. Respond me. Do you have any doubt in it? If at all you are clear, let us go for the next one. Make your response little quicker. No, right, good. And your next program is all about I'll write a question here. It'll be easy, right? All about deleting an element in the array. Deleting element. Let me remove this command. Deleting element in a array at specified position. Specified position. So for example, let us take your array, the test case. Consider this example. Your array is there. In this array, there is a value called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For example, if the position is given like 2. So which is the element at second position? The element here is 3, right? Zeroth position is 2. The zeroth position is 1. First position is 2. Third position is, sorry guys, just a minute. So zeroth position is 1. There is a pen. Okay. This is your zeroth position and this is your first position and this is your second position, right? So element at the second position has to be removed. So if you want to remove the element at your second position, I want my output in this way. அதே அரேல வேணும், அரேவை நீங்க வந்து காப்பி பண்ணக்கூடாது. So sometimes I could notice that people will be copying in some other array. I don't want that to happen. Do the in place replace operation. அந்த specified position இருக்க element remove பண்ணிட்டு display the remaining values 1, 2, 4, 5. Your array should be updated like this. This is your question. Remove an element at the specified position. நான் சொல்ற position இருக்க element remove பண்ணிட்டு remaining elements you're supposed to do shifting before to it. I guess you people are clear with the question. Remove the element at the specified position in an array and display the array. So if at all you are using Python, it is a very simple process just by mentioning pop. Here you are supposed to write logic for it. Start writing logic for it. Hardly it will take 5 minutes, guys, not more than 5 minutes. It is a very simple process. Make it faster. This is all about your question. Just let me have a outer skeleton here ready. Make it faster, ma. Now it is 3:25 maximum. Try to complete within 3:30. Guys, whatever the question I'm giving is very basic question, guys. Don't take much time for it. What I told you that we are going to delete an element at one specified position, whatever the user is giving. This is the rule. Okay. Here, from the user, let us assume the same array. So you can have the same array. And size is calculated. And one additional input we are supposed to accept from the user. What is that? Nothing but the position where you are going to delete it. So we'll be accepting the position from the user. So here after this, we'll accept the position from the user. Printf, enter the position. Enter the position to enter the position. And after this, we can accept this position from the user scanf %d, comma, ampersand of your position. So these thing has been accepted from a user. And if you want to date the element in an array, I need what is the array name and what is the size of it and which position I'm supposed to delete it. So I'll pass these three information to the function. So actually a function name has been modified, right? So let me modify the function name here also. Okay. I'll modify the function name here also, date element. Now let us go further. So here, what I'm supposed to check it, I'm supposed to check where the particular given position is within the range or not. So that is the first condition. If at all my position, I'm supposed to check my position. If my position is less than 0 or if my position, given position is greater than size, is greater than the given size. Our given size here is, we can mention the given size is n. We have accepted the variable name called n, right? It is greater than n. Then I'll come to the conclusion. It is an invalid position. I can print directly. I can stop it here. No need of going further. I can printf invalid position. So if it is in the proper range, then I can go ahead further with the else part. Okay. Or if they in the question, if they ask to give some character like x or something, you can mention it. Okay. Questionல வந்து ஒருவேளை வந்து என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த ரேஞ்ச்ல இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா print the dated array, else print value x, uppercase x or y. They'll give condition like this. So based on the condition, you can write a program here, guys. Got it? Now, in the else part, what we are supposed to remove? We are supposed to remove the element from the position. So for example, if the given position is 2, we are taken 2. So 1, 2. So I'll take this one. இப்போ இந்த எலிமெண்ட் ரிமூவ் பண்ணா என்ன பண்ணலாம்? ஒன் ஆப்ஷன் இந்த எலிமெண்ட்டை தவிர எல்லா எலிமெண்ட்டையும் இன்னொரு அறையில காப்பி பண்ணலாம். ஆனா இங்க என்ன சொல்லிட்டாங்க கிளியரா? அதே எலிமெண்ட்ல இன் பிளேஸ் ரீப்ளேஸ் ஆபரேஷன் பண்ணணும். நியூ எலிமெண்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. திஸ் கண்டிஷன் ஐ டோல்ட் யூ. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணி ஆகணும்? இந்த எலிமெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே ஒன் ஸ்டெப் பிஃபோர் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகி ஆகணும் இல்லையா? ஒன் ஸ்டெப் பிஃபோர் வரணும். அப்ப எங்க இருந்து நான் மாடிஃபிகேஷன் பண்றேன்? இந்த பர்டிகுலர் இண்டெக்ஸ் பொசிஷன் டேட்டா வந்து மாடிஃபை ஆகணும். அப்ப இந்த பொசிஷன் யார் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா this position is given with a variable name called POS. So start your iteration from your POS. இந்த POS second positionல இருக்கலாம், இல்ல third positionல இருக்கலாம், இல்ல fifth positionல இருக்கலாம். Depends upon your array. So அந்த positionல இருந்து remaining elementsலாம் bring it one step before to it. This is the logic what you're going to do it. அப்ப இந்த பொசிஷனை நான் பாயிண்ட் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா நார்மலா என்ன சொன்ன பொசிஷன் வந்து யூசர் வந்து 2ன்னு கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா எனக்கு 90 பாயிண்ட் பண்ணணும். ஆக்சுவலா 90 எந்த இண்டெக்ஸ் பொசிஷன் இருக்கு? 5 is a 0th position. 90 ஓட இண்டெக்ஸ் பொசிஷன் என்ன? 1, isn't it? 90 ஓட இண்டெக்ஸ் பொசிஷன் 1 தானே. சோ ஆனா என்ன கொடுத்திருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா we are supposed to mention 2 கொடுத்தா எனக்கு வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பொசிஷன் ரிமூவ் ஆகணும். அப்ப ஸ்டார்டிங் வந்து பொசிஷன் -1ல இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க. ரீசன் என்ன அப்படின்னா 2 in the sense it is a first position element. So you can take like this. I'm going to take a for loop here for this replacement operation. For I'm going to start my iteration. So let me have one variable called I. Will declare it later here. Int I நான் declare பண்ணிக்கிறேன். சரிங்களா? Now let me clear the screen. Give me a second. I'll clear it and come here. Okay, fine. So from where you are supposed to do shifting operation, shifting operation எங்க இருந்து perform பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா position -1 ல இருந்து perform பண்ணோம் until which I should perform until my I is less than size -1. Here size -1 what we are considering is the given size of the array is n. So n -1 வரைக்கும் நாம் perform பண்ணணும். Okay, and followed by I plus plus. And inside this, what I'll do is for each and every iteration, I'll modify array of I with array of I plus 1. I'll modify array of I with array of I plus 1. This process continues repetitively. Clear with it? And for each and every iteration, what I'll do is I'll decrement my n value by n minus minus. So print at the end of your printing நம்ம வந்து லாஸ்டா வந்து என்ன பண்ணோம் அரேயோட சைஸ் அரேயோட எலிமெண்ட்ஸ் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணோம் இல்லைங்களா ஸோ அப்போ என்ன பண்றேன் அப்படின்னா லாஸ்டா பிஃபோர் கம்மிங் அவுட் ஆஃப் இட் ஐ ட்ரை டு டிக்ரிமெண்ட் இட் தென் I'll decrement my n value. எல்லா ஆப்ரேஷன் ஷிஃப்டிங் எல்லாமே முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறமா what I'm doing is I'm trying to decrement my n value and after this you can print your array. You can print your array here. I can mention for I value assigned 0, I less than my n value followed by I plus plus. And here I'll mention printf percentage %d comma array of I. So look at here. So when I take this as a value 5, 90, 25, 6 and 13. This is the value I have taken, isn't it? This is the array we are having here. So what is the position passed? Position passed here is 2. We pass the position 2. So but the 90 has to be removed here and the remaining element has to be bought here. So position 2 pass பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு என்ன மென்ஷன் பண்ணிருக்கேன் அப்படின்னா I mentioned position -1. Position value is 2. I'll start my position from 1. Position -1. I'll start my iteration here. For each and every iteration what I'm doing is I'm taking I plus 1 value I'm placing here. Then I'll increment my I value. Right now I value will be incremented again from 2 to here, from 1 to again will go here. Again this value will be bought here and this 13 will be bought here and it is not required to go to less than n. I'm going to n minus 1. The reason is I'm making this I plus 1. The I plus 1 பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு index out of range வரக்கூடாது. That is the reason I'm making as I less than n minus 1. And last என்ன பண்ண போறோம் இந்த shifting எல்லாம் முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் you can notice that you'll be having array like this 5, 2, 6 and 13. You'll be having like this and the last index value will be empty. Okay, so that is the reason I'm decrementing my n value by size -1. Then I'm trying to print it. Got it? Guys, clear with this program? How to delete an element at the specified position? Do you have any doubt on it? Come on, respond me. Do you have any doubt? So let me show you the output window, guys. Give me a second. If at all the given position is, what is the array value array we are taken? The array we are taken is, let me type here. The array whatever we are taken is 5, 90, 25, 6 and 13. This is the array value we are taken. So if I give element value as, if I give index position as 2, you can notice that the element in the second index position 90 is removed and the remaining elements are displayed. Got it? Do you have any doubt in it, guys? Come on. Give me a quick response. Do you have any doubt in it? ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்கா? Yeah, people are clear, right? Okay. And next is, I'll give you some sort of, what is that I can mention? The next question. We'll go with the next question. I'll give you a very basic question. What I can mention. Just I'm thinking about the question, guys. Just give me a second. They have a lot of question, but people are hesitating to do the huge question. What is the question that you can do within 15 minutes? Okay. So let us assume this is the array. Let us assume, let's take the scenario. There is the array with the value, with the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My output should be, this question is all about replace, okay, element in array by sum of its right side element. This is the question. So you can notice here, according to this given question, you can notice here, there is an array, right? So if I take this array, your resultant will be like this. So if I take one, sum of 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. I'll get 14 as my result. And here, if I come to this position, sum of its right side element, right side element is 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 gives you 12 as the answer. Again, coming to this position, 4 plus 5 gives you 9. Okay. Again, coming to this position, there is only one element, replace 5 here. And here there is no more element, replace with 0. Got the question? Replace each and every element in your array by sum of its right side element. அந்த array இருக்க ஒவ்வொரு position elementையும் அதோட right side sumமால replace பண்ணி ஆகணும். This is the question. Clear with the question? Start doing it. It is a very simple question, guys. If you think to the logic, it will be very easy to crack it. Make it faster. We are having only 15 minutes of time. Make it faster. We are supposed to complete within this duration. Guys, here don't wait for me. I'm writing only the outer skeleton of it. I'm not going to write logic now. If people start doing. If at all you have any doubt in the question, you can let me know. Make it faster. Here we are receiving this array and its size we are receiving here, right? Now we are going to replace the sum. So before moving further, listen carefully what you are doing. What is the logic behind it? I want people to think the logic alone. What is the summation of this entire array? The summation of this entire array is going to give you the answer 15. Look at there, for this 15 and this 14, is there is any relationship? Yes. 15 minus 1, which gives you 14. Okay. 14 minus 2, which gives you 12. 12 minus 3, which gives you 9. Okay. 9 minus 4, which gives you 5. 5 minus 5, which gives you 0. This is the logic behind it. Got it? Do summation of it, then do subtraction of it. The entire thing, logic is completed. If you want, let me repeat again. Listen carefully. Summation is 15. 15 minus 1 is going to produce you this result. 15 minus 1 will give you 14. 14 minus 2 will give you 12. 12 minus 3 will give you 9. 9 minus 4 will give you 5. 5 minus 5 will produce you 0. So do one summation, then go ahead with the flow of it. Look at here. So the first thing is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do sum of array. So I'll declare I value and I'll declare one variable called sum. Since I'm going to do summation of it, we can have a for loop here, and your I value starts with your 0th index position and I executes till your n and followed by I plus plus. This is done. Followed by it, you're going to do summation of it. Summation you'll be mentioning sum plus assign your array of I. This is done. Right now, we are going with the calculation part. Now, summation is done. Assume that 15 is calculated. Now, we're supposed to traverse from beginning to end, and I'm supposed to replace this position value. ஒவ்வொரு பொசிஷனுக்கு போய் replace பண்ண போறோம். ஏன்னா 15 summation கண்டுபிடிச்சாச்சு. Next என்ன பண்ணியானோ summation minus I value. Okay, so we'll have a for loop for, and here I'll mention my I value starts with my 0th position. I 0 start ஆகாது till my length வரைக்கும் போக போகுது, and over a time what I'm going to say incrementing. This is a normal process, and after this only two step of process to be done for this. First என்ன சொன்னோம், sum minus array of I சொன்னோமா, அப்ப array of a ith position, array of 0th position is replaced with what, sum minus array of I. அப்ப இப்ப எனக்கு என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா, sum minus I னா sum ஓட value 15. இப்ப 15 minus 1 14 replace ஆயிரும். Now this is fine. ஆனா நம்ம என்ன பார்த்தோம், லாஜிக் என்ன பார்த்தோம், 15 minus 1 14. இது கரெக்ட். அதாவது sum minus array of 5. and next step என்ன பண்ணணும், நானு next step வரும்போது எனக்கு இந்த பர்டிகுலர் array of iல இருக்க ரிசல்ட்டை நான் சம்முக்கு reassign பண்ணி ஆகணும். Listen carefully, I'll repeat here. So here when I do this one, I'll get 14 as my result. 14 as my result, where for the next value calculation, 12, it is dependent on your 14. The first value calculation மட்டும்தான் sum depend பண்ணியிருக்கு. மத்த value calculation na 14 minus 2. You'll get 12. Again 12 minus 3. Previous result base பண்ணி தான் இந்த result full-ஆவே இருக்கு. Isn't it? The first result மட்டும்தான் sum base பண்ணி இருக்கு, and remaining results எல்லாமே என்னுடைய previous result base பண்ணி இருக்கு. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னா, once நான் calculate பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் previous result sumக்கு reassign பண்ணிடலாம். So what happens, so that my task will be made very easy. So I can do here sum assign array of 5. So எனக்கு என்ன ஆகும், இந்த 14 calculate ஆயிட்டு திரும்பவும் sum என்னவா modify ஆகும், 15 க்கு பதிலா 14 modify ஆகும். Next iteration வரும்போது 14 minus 12 first position. Next iteration வரும்போது 12 minus 3. I guess you people are following me, isn't it? So this is the logic behind it. That's it, your logic is done. இப்போ நார்மலா display பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா your output will be completed. Guys, programs are very simple. As much you practice, you can able to do it very easily. So this is done. So return type, let it make it as void. I'm not going to return anything. So your program is done, guys. Your logic is only this much line of code. It doesn't have much line of code here. Right now, let me comment it. So what is the expected output? You can have an output glance 1, 14, 12, 9, 5, 0. This is the expected output. Now let us try to execute this one. So miss semicolon is missing. We'll try to debug this. Same. What is it? What is the error? Int size of ARR divided by what is it? Just a minute. Int star. Can't find anything. Just a minute, guys. Where did we miss it? Just a minute. Let me check to it. Just a minute, ma. Some way we stuck over. We are supposed to find it out. Replace site sum. It is done. Just a minute. Let me try to print this sum result alone for verification. Some crashes has happened here. I know what. Just a minute, ma. Just I'm trying to debug it. Give me a second. I'll debug it.